Naming products is not the easiest, but just like everything else, if you have a solid process, it's really not that bad. If you don't have a naming formula as part of your process, I suggest that you create one. When it comes to naming products, you need to make sure you hit a certain mark. There are a couple of things you want to keep in mind. 1, scalability. What if you add more to your product line? 2, understandability. Will people get it without having to think? People hate to think. 3, offensiveness. Will your name offend people on the other side of the planet? Is it a derogatory term? Think localization. Ownership. Is the name taken or owned by another company in your industry? Pronunciation. Could it easily be mispronounced? Make sure you deliver on your product promise and expectations you've set. As long as you do this, you're good to go. But if you screw up your product delivery, you fail to deliver on promises, etc., it really doesn't matter what your product is named because it simply won't last. And one note on understandability. I'm absolutely serious about the fact that people do not want to think to figure things out. If they don't get it immediately, they absolutely will move on. So one way to master naming is by creating a naming formula, as discussed before. Your formula is the decision that prevents you from having to make thousands of decisions later because you've already figured out the structure. In short, if you have a documented and approved naming formula, your naming responsibility will become much easier and cheaper. To create a naming formula, you need to consider a few things. Number 1, how many products you currently have, how many product lines you currently have, how your formula will scale when you add new products, what your branding budget looks like, how much equity you have in your current names. At one of my positions, we had 2 major product lines with about 24 total products. Every time a new product was introduced, naming was a complete nightmare for a couple of reasons. Number 1, everybody wanted a say. Number 2, everyone was a naming expert. And everyone cared a lot. There was a lot of passion in it. All of these reasons are fine, but they individually waste a lot of expensive time. Here's what I did. I gave each product line a brand name everyone was pleased with. I then resolved to be descriptive for the names under each brand name. The formula looked like this: corporate brand name plus product line brand name plus product descriptive name. Then, because there were an additional 50 to 60 different options that could be added on, I created packages that could be purchased under the product. 3 packages had very simple names: Basic, Plus, and Pro. The formula looked like this: corporate brand name plus product line brand name plus product descriptive name plus package name. All package naming was the same for each target segment. For example, Basic, Plus, and Pro. But then as the target segment changed, for example, to resellers, we would add reseller to the name of the package formula as well. It looked like this: corporate brand name plus product line brand name plus product descriptive name plus package name reseller. This looks like a lot, but it isn't. In fact, your customers will probably only remember 2 names: your company name and the name of the product line. And that's because they are the names you will push to everyone. It's cheaper. No one cares about your package names, and they really don't care about your product name either, generally speaking, because it's descriptive if you use this formula, which this makes things a lot cheaper for you. Let's look at some examples of this. Norton by Symantec plus Norton plus antivirus plus basic. Palo Alto Networks plus Evident plus public cloud security and compliance. Salesforce plus Pardot plus B2B marketing automation plus growth as the package name. If you create a formula, get everyone's buy-in. Your life will be much easier. Get buy-in once, not every time you release a new product. And your branding dollars will be better spent. Here's the thing about naming. you got this.